Now, are you interested in UX design and are you wanting to get into this field? Well, today I'm going to share with you 5 reasons as to why you should become a UX designer. Hi everyone, welcome to Wallace TV, where you can improve your life through creative advice. And on this channel, we share advice, tools, and motivation to help you as a UX designer. And today I want to talk to you about 5 reasons why you should become a UX designer. Now, I've been a UX designer for many years now, and I've been working people, helping to train them on this channel and personally to get into UX design. And the more and more I'm speaking to people is the more and more I'm seeing a golden opportunity for people to get into this career. Now, as I begin to speak to you about it today, even though I'm a consultant, I have been in the stage where I'm going from job to job, either actually doing contracting work or actually in an actual job where I've fixated working with a specific company. And I've had an amazing experience working with some great companies like British Airways or HomeServe, multiple startups. And today I want to talk to you about why you should get into UX design. And the first thing I want you to understand is that UX design is gaining popularity. But for those of you, let me backtrack a bit. For those of you who want to know what UX design actually is, there's an interesting definition by a guy by the name of Don Norman, and he says this, that UX design is the summary, or it surrounds all aspects of a user's interactions with the company, its services, and its products. I simply like to put it like this: UX design helps the business and the users, their goals that they want to achieve, meet or find synergy, but also exceeding the needs of the user or exceeding the expectations of the user. Simply put, UX design is all about helping users to become happier while they use your products and services, but also meeting real business goals, whether that's increased revenue, increased efficiency, increased conversions, whatever the business is trying to achieve. The product and the services that UX designer is trying to design is not only achieving those business goals, but it's also meeting the user's needs at the exact same time. Now, most of you will use some great products out there: Netflix, Airbnb, Google, Facebook, the list goes on. And all of these great products that you may use, these have been designed or have been led through a solid design process, and UX designers have been a part of that. Now, the average UX designer now, right? Because UX design is growing so healthily, especially in the UK, senior UX designers are earning about £52,000 a year. As I began to read on Glassdoor, is earning about 38 to 40, between 30 to 40,000 pounds a year. This is a really good starting salary. As a UX designer, just starting your career, you're making more than junior doctors in the UK anyway. And why this is so interesting: in America, senior designers are making, in certain places, especially in California, in that kind of region where UX designers are needed a lot more, they're making all up to 100K, 150K plus senior designers. Junior designers are making about 40 to 50K plus. They're making really good money. So this is a real healthily growing industry as more and more businesses understand the value, or the business value of design. That's my next video. Look out for that coming soon. The business value of design. More and more businesses are realizing that it's actually going to not only increase my revenue, but actually increase customer satisfaction as well. There's been an article that I read by TechCrunch that said that majority of digital consumption nowadays takes place on mobile apps. So what this means is about 52% of our time is spent using digital media. And if you combine that time through mobile web, mobile usage, and a whole range of accounts, 60% of our time, while based on desktop sometimes, our media consumption remains 40% on these actual digital platforms, well, mobile phones. And with more and more of us using our mobile phones, there's going to be more of a need for UX designers to help to design the apps, the products, and the services to be more efficient and more effective, meet business goals, and help to increase user satisfaction. Now, as UX design is gaining more popularity, it's said that we touch our phones about 2,617 times a day. This was a recent study done. You can find this on Network World. I'll put the link in the descriptions. Over 2,000 times we touch our phone, and majority of that time they found in the study is spent on a platform like Facebook. So especially any types of digital platforms that allow us to become more social and connect with one another, there's definitely a major need for UX designers. And not only that, UX designers that help to actually increase business value. So it's not just actually creating beautiful, aesthetically pleasing products, You need to be able to be a designer that understands business and that understands how to meet business goals and actually increase customer satisfaction. If you can't design to meet a business goal and to increase customer satisfaction, you're not actually a designer, because designers love to solve problems. So recently I read a blog on UX Passion, and there was a quote in there, or a section, that I want to highlight to you. Listen to this. Companies with highly effective UX have increased their revenue by 37%, and top 10 UX leaders in America outperform the S&P with close to triple the returns. A significant lead. This clearly shows the return on investment of UX design. Now, UX design is shown actually in the revenue stats. When they look at the data between when they didn't have a UX designer and when they actually led with design and had the UX designers working on their platform, they saw a 37% increase in bottom line revenue. This is why I believe so many more people are out there that need to get into this industry, because it's such a buoyant industry, but it's also an industry in need of very, very good designers that, like I said, they understand how to get to business goals, real business goals, and customer satisfaction, and it's always about finding the synergy. So my number one reason is, because of this buoyancy in the industry, UX designers can travel and work internationally. Now, I've worked on projects in America, in UK, with people in Poland and in India, all over the globe. And I'm telling you guys, you can work internationally anywhere in the world. As long as you gain these skills. That's the beauty about learning a skill. It's just like learning a trade, right? Like electrician or a plumber or carpenter. You can travel anywhere in the world with your design skills. And what's the beauty about a UX designer, or the beauty about being a UX designer, is that, until robots become, high problem solvers in the context of these creative problems or these business problems, UX designers help to solve business problems and are really valuable to businesses. So things like robotics and automation and these types of things are not really going to affect or influence UX designers being able to get job roles within the next 5 to 10 years, at least, if not longer. So I believe there's a golden opportunity for more people to get into this career, and then they can travel internationally as well. So there's major value in also learning the skill and expanding your horizons and going to new places. The second reason why I would say you need to become a UX designer, right, is that you are innovative and you love to challenge assumptions. Now, like I said before, UX designers are people who are problem solvers. And as a result of being problem solvers, they like to ask questions, they like to speak to people, speak to stakeholders, doing user research. All of these things, or these attributes about yourself, or things that you love to do just by being a person that naturally asks some great questions, also helps you to become a better UX designer. You may have people say to you, "Well, you ask a lot of questions, don't you?" Or you're naturally an inquisitive person, plus you love to apply that in design. Maybe you love apps, you love digital products, you love to help people feel better about what they're doing and using. UX design brings together psychology and design and a bit of engineering and anthropology, and all of these skill sets are brought together to help UX designers perform their job roles even better. And why I loved UX design is because not only did it tap into my design skills that I learned, but it also tapped into my inquisitiveness. I love to be innovative, and innovation, I shouldn't say innovative for the sake of innovation, but innovation because you're solving real problems. And as a result of solving problems, you design products that are more efficient, that are more effective, that are more usable and more pleasurable to the end consumer, all right? The third reason why you should become a UX designer is because you are also designing something that is technologically going to become more accessible to more people. I began to watch a video recently, a TED Talk by a young lady who was deaf and blind. And this young lady began to give the statistics, especially around people who had disabilities. About 1.3 million Americans have disabilities. In the UK, I believe it's well over 500,000 people that have disabilities. And globally, we have a population of about 1.3 billion people that have disabilities. And one thing she said that was so fantastic, she said, it's not that the disabilities are the hindrance to a lot of people with disabilities, it's more that the environment that's been created for them makes their disability 10 times harder. And this young lady is deaf and blind, she's a lawyer, and she does fantastic things. But what's been amazing is that the designers designed for her a piece of electronic keyboard that allows her to communicate with other people, although she's deaf and blind, and allows her also to be a lawyer in a courtroom just like anybody else. But as a designer, you're thinking about, how do I solve problems? Not just for the normal person that I may know, but even in these nuanced cases, there may be kind of tools that you're designing that allow you to design products and services that become accessible to more people that have not been able to become accessible before. You see, it's been said that about 3 billion people, are yet to be included or come online on the internet. And with so many global projects happening with companies like Facebook and others that are trying to bring the internet into remote locations, as more and more people come online, there's going to be more and more people who maybe have not been used to the internet in the way we are, or are using the internet in a completely different way, preferably through mobile. So as more and more UX designers come on the scene, there is more and more opportunity as more and more people start to get online on the internet as well. The fourth reason why you should become a UX designer is because UX designers bring real value for businesses. Just like the stat I said before, UX designers help to increase, in America they did a study over all businesses, a 37% increase in revenue was seen for businesses that led with design. So that's your Netflixes, that's your Apples, that's your Airbnbs. These are your key companies that led with design that actually saw an increase in revenue because of the fact that they took design to the forefront of their organizations. And you can actually see that when businesses do this, it's so valuable to their bottom line. So you can bring real business value, real revenue value, real customer satisfaction, and you can also be a designer that works for companies that you care about. Maybe it's a charity that you care about, or maybe it's a philanthropic organization that you care about. You don't have to just work for companies that want to make money, but the point I'm making is that you need to make money to be able to do what the company wants to do, okay? But as a UX designer, you help to achieve those goals, and you are a pivotal person in that organization that helps to lead the business forward. What I've also learned in my experience is that as a UX designer, I speak across the board. So I'm to different people. So not only am I working in my core team, but as I begin to do user research, I'm speaking to the customers, right? And as I do stakeholder interviews, I'm speaking to the heads of and the leaders in the organization. So not only that, I can tell leaders in the organization who may not be as involved with your customers that, hey, we spoke to your customers and this is what they have said. We've spoken to your customers and did you know that this is what they feel? We've spoken to your customers and did you know that they're currently using your product like this? That level of information and insight in the organization, as a UX designer, you almost become the bridge between sometimes a leadership body or leadership aspect of the company that can be sometimes detached from the customers whom they're serving. And this is why you are so effective within the organization. And I've also learned the power of being an effective facilitator. And I can do future videos on this, but when you become a real effective facilitator, knowing how to ask valuable questions, knowing how to speak to people from different walks of life and different backgrounds, and using that insights to actually affect design and make real business change in an organization, this makes you so valuable as well. The fifth reason why I should say you should get into UX design is because it's cheap and even free to learn. I'm giving out some insights and videos. You can follow my channel. It's about UX design advice and motivation for UX designers. I'm giving away this stuff for free. There are other UX designers doing the same thing on YouTube as well. Not only that, you can go on Springboard, on Udemy, on General Assembly, and you can find other UX designers who are sharing courses as well. Personally, I like General Assembly's course. I think it's one of the most efficient courses, but when you look at the price of their course, it's not the same as going to university and spending 4 years, spending 30, 40, maybe even more, $1,000, £1,000 to learn a degree, then actually graduate and then sometimes not even know how to get into the career or into the field. This is why on my channel, I share you tips on how to actually perform in your interviews and, you know, when you're getting started, what books you should read and what design leaders you should follow. Sometimes, unfortunately, when you go to get a degree, you're just learning about the degree, but you may not learn all the other things around it that need to help you get into your career. I also believe that you should try your best to go to meetups. So why I say even UX design is free, because you can go to meetups and using tools like Eventbrite and tools like Meetup, and you can go to these meetups and find UX designers who are more senior in their career. And when you meet them, you can actually say to them, hey, I'd love to talk to you. I'd love to get some insights. And you know, the design community is so amazing, guys. People will be happy to give you advice and tips just for free. And you can speak to real designers who are working on some amazing projects. Sometimes you might even find a mentor who could help you in your career. And I've been able to work with some amazing people and help them to get into their careers as well. So I'm telling you guys, just get out there. Don't just sit down and just watch these videos. After this video, literally download Eventbrite. Find what events are going on in your local area where UX designers are meeting up, and go and meet other UX designers. Go out there, get yourself out there and get yourself into the community. Doesn't matter if you don't have a big portfolio, that will come. Just get around real people who are where you want to be and learn from them and gain some real good insights as well. So now I want to talk about the question of the day. Now my question of the day is, why are you getting into UX design? What is the main reason why you are getting into UX design? Let me know in the comments below and I'll definitely be responding to you one by one. I'd love to hear back from you, but let me know, why are you getting into UX design? I'd love to hear your reasons why. Let me know in the comments below. I want to thank you for watching today. Please click that red button and subscribe. And for more videos like this one, click that video right there to get started in UX design. Just click that video right there to get started in UX design. This will really help you, especially for those of you who want to get started. Just click that video right there. Go on, just click it, and just definitely subscribe. And just remember, you can improve your life through creative advice. I want to thank you for watching today. God bless and have a great day. Take care.